During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
We will start the press conference for Ole Miss. If you have any questions for Coach Bianco, please raise your hand. Until then, Coach, could you please open us up with a statement?
Sure. Just proud of the way we played tonight. I thought we played well. It starts on the mound, and I thought Derek was terrific, especially early. It looked like the moment got to him a little bit, which can happen, I think, with adrenaline, and kind of looked like he just kind of ran out of gas there. Last inning in the third, but was able to put some zeros up for us early, and of course a big home run, by Tim to get us on the board. And I think that's when you start these regionals, that's what you hope. You hope somebody's going to break the ice for you and get the big hit. And of course Elko comes through like he's come through so many times, here. And got the crowd into it a little bit. And of course, Jack Dougherty, I thought was terrific. Did what he's been doing for a few months now. Just gives us some length in our bullpen. And then, which I didn't realize, just found out on our radio that Taylor Broadway becomes the all-time saves leader here. And so what a great thing for him, and did what he's done all year for us. And that's why he's the all-time saves leader. He just so dominant, just fills up the strike zone with all his pitches, and quite an honor, because we've had some really, really good ones here at the end of the game. So to have that record's pretty special.
Ben Garrett.
Mike, Tim keeps one-upping himself with these special moments. That one in particular, when you saw it and just the reaction in the dugout, what was that moment like, just in the moment? Well,
Ben, like I said, and you're hoping, right? I think everybody in the stands was hoping for one of those Elko moments, and we all got it. And bases loaded, and he got a fastball over the plate, and like he can hit it. Certainly can pull it, but he can hit it the other way as well as anybody. And just no doubter. Once you saw the swing and off the bat, it was a no doubter.
And one thing that their coach talked about was that, or Dylan, talked about, was that he was attacking, and maybe he got Tim with the fastball with the first at bat, and he adjusted. Did you kind of see that too, adjusting to his fastball and kind of looking for it, hunting for it more?
Yeah, I thought the first inning, I thought we were a little tentative, which can happen. It can happen in, not just a regional, but on a Friday night. And sometimes and certainly in, I think this case as well, sometimes you got to credit the pitcher. I mean, we have a lot of confidence in our offense. We have a lot of confidence that we can handle, velocity, but Dylan Dodd was everything. I think we thought he would be, and as advertised, if you will. And it's almost the hope that you hope that he would come in here, and maybe the moment would be too big for him, and that would help us a little bit, because we certainly watched enough tape on him, and the scouting reports and the statistics. You knew he was going to be as good an arm as we've seen, and he was. And the moment wasn't too big for him. He was terrific tonight, but we were able to put an inning together, get one over the fence, get a 4-run lead, and then even then I thought it's going to be a tough night. I mean, his pitch count was such intact that, I mean, heck, I'm thinking he might throw a complete game. We may end up only getting 4 runs. And so, but credit our offense, Mike Clement and the guys, just hung in there, and like they do, they just grind out some at bats and make it hard on the opposing pitcher, and eventually we got him out of the game.
Chris Bolton.
Mike, you mentioned how Tim, he stepped up, had a big hit. What is it about him? You're around him day in and day out. What is it about him that allows him to continue to make these big special moments when it matters the most?
Well, here's a different answer for you, Chris. He's good. I mean, we've talked so much about what a good person he is and his work ethic. And, we've talked about that for months. And I don't mean it sarcastically. I mean it Truly. And so, some of the things you guys should be writing is not just what a great moment it is with, guy with a, torn ACL. That's all cool when we've seen it. But at the end of the day, he's good, and, he's a really good hitter, and he's always been a really good hitter. And so, this is unique. I've said it for weeks now. I've never seen anything like it. But I think the answer is, and again, I don't mean it, tongue in cheek, he's really good. And that's why, as we continue to watch him, that's why he's moved up in the lineup, because, he deserves to hit in the middle of our lineup.
Chase.
Yeah, Mike, you got a lot of production out of Cael and kind of the bottom of the order. And then what'd you like about inserting John Rice? He makes that catch on the Wilbur play that maybe, 1-0 and could have changed some things early there.
No doubt, it's huge play, and John Rice continues to bring a spark to this team, and we've talked about it now for a year and a half, Chase. That he's a special player, he's a special personality, and there's good things happen when he's around, and that was a huge play. That sliding catch. I'm not sure the inning, the inning, but that to get off the field there from when Wilbur smoked the ball to right field, and then big double in that inning where we score 4 right before Elko's grand slam. If I'm not mistaken, it was Baker single, and then a hard line drive to left field for John Rice. So he brings a lot.
Nick Suss.
Kind of going off that, Mike, with Cael getting the hits, John Rice getting the hits, and then Peyton and Hayden and TJ kind of breaking out of slumps a little bit. How important was it to see the whole lineup produce tonight, not just one or two guys?
Well, that's it. And, that's what you're hoping is, the timely hit. Over the last few weeks, we've left runners on. We haven't been productive like we normally are with runners in scoring position. Tonight we were, as you just went through, but I thought a huge hit by Peyton, huge hit by McCants. Of course, we've talked about Elko. Cael had a good night. John Rice had a good night. And so, I don't know if I mentioned it, can't remember. TJ, good night. 2 hits, I believe. Graham, 2 hits. So it was a good night for the offense against a really good pitcher.
Rick.
Yeah, Mike. Could you have dreamed on April 5th that you would be getting this kind of production from Tim Elko?
No. But I don't think anybody, we've talked about it, Rick, that we've never had that type of injury. We've never had a torn ACL, and I've never seen one on a baseball field. And, it's that football injury that you unfortunately hear about, every fall. And, it's the injury that, the running backs get or the quarterbacks get, and they're done for the season. So I think we all assumed when Tim went down and it was a torn ACL, that, his season was over. But we got, some good news from some really outstanding, orthopedic surgeons that said, didn't guarantee anything, but said that, there'd be, possibility if he continued to rehab, that, some guys anatomically are a little different, and if they're in a brace, they might be able to do it. And again, credit Tim for all the hard work, that he's put in, to get to this point.
Chris Muller.
Mike, from a consistency standpoint, Kevin Graham continues to produce at a really high level. You mentioned him earlier, but obviously 54, I believe, straight games now he's been on base. Can you just talk about what he means to the lineup?
Well, we had a banquet the other night, if you will, team dinner, where we give out some awards, and he was, voted, by the coaches the most outstanding, offensive player. So, we don't have a better guy in our lineup. We got a lot of really good guys, but there's nobody better than Kevin Graham, and he's really anchored the middle down. And there was quite a 1-2 punch early in the season with him and Elko. But with Elko out, I thought, one of the key parts was how well, Kevin continued to play, be able to have, that threat in the middle, not just base hits, not, and you're right. It's got to be a school record 54 straight games. I don't know if it is, but it should be. But being that threat in the middle of the lineup where you hit home runs and drive balls in the gap, and Kevin's been that guy for us all year long.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
We'll start with Ben Garrett.
Tim, Dylan Dodds said that in the first at bat, when he went up against you, he challenged you with fastballs and kind of got to you, and then you adjusted, which kind of led to that opposite field grand slam. Is that kind of what you were looking for? Were you hunting for a fastball there? Was that what you were expecting?
Yeah, kind of like Coach had just said before. It kind of got us together after that first inning, and was telling us we got to attack that fastball. We can't let him beat us with that fastball, and he even told me specifically, like, you don't have to let that first one go, because I took the first pitch in that first at bat. I kind of wish I had swung at, and he said, hey, be ready to attack from the beginning. And so when I went up that second time, I didn't take that for granted, and just put a good swing on that first one.
You knew it was gone when you hit it, man, and you kind of watched it go out. But that moment, you keep one-upping yourself with these moments after tearing your ACL. So when you watched that one and just the atmosphere, what was it like for you?
It was crazy. Like you said, I kind of knew it was gone off the bat, and I wish I could have heard the crowd a little bit better. I kind of almost it felt a little bit more dull than probably some other people heard it, just because I had so much adrenaline and stuff going. But just a really cool moment, and I was just happy to contribute for the team win, and that was really big for us.
Chris Muller.
Tim, could you talk about the trip around the bases? Just the emotion of it, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, crazy emotions. It's been a crazy year, and a crazy ride, just for me specifically, but it's just as a team. Kind of some ups and downs. We faced some adversity, and just to get that ball to go out, it's just a great feeling to help put some runs on the board, and just a good feeling for me, just being able to do that for us, and just crazy, because all the stuff I've gone through and had to work through. Just a good feeling.
Nick, go ahead.
At this point, do you feel like you and Kevin are competing for the home run lead?
I mean, not really. We do kind of joke about it just because we're really good friends. But no, I mean, of course I would like to beat him, but no, I'm just kidding. No. We're just trying to do the best that we can just to help put some runs on the board for our team, and it is a fun little competition. But just trying to do whatever we can to help us win.
Jokes aside, having Jacob hit in front of you and Kevin hit behind you, just how valuable is that to get better pitches than maybe you would see if you didn't have those guys around?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. I mean, I think that anywhere I'm at in the lineup, I think that our hitters are good enough where they got to pitch to me anyways, just like they got to pitch to everybody. I think that our offense is so dynamic that it's really tough to pitch around anybody, because the next guy coming up can really hurt you as well. But it's nice being able to hit in between good hitters, just as if I was anywhere in the lineup. But like you said, yeah, it is nice.
Back to Ben.
A big story leading up to tonight, Tim, was Derek starting tonight and then Doug tomorrow. To get the win and to see Derek and Jack and Taylor go out there and do what they did and then have Doug tomorrow, what kind of confidence boost does it do for y'all, and just how does it set you up for the weekend?
It sets us up really well. I was really proud of how Derek went out there and filled it up and did his thing, and gave us 4 scoreless, and I think he only gave up 2 hits. So I mean, really good outing by him. Proud of him, and of course Dougherty coming in, shutting guys down, and of course Broadway at the end. I wouldn't expect anything different. I mean, he's been unbelievable this year, and like we were just saying, I think he's got the closing lead for our school in history, which is crazy. And being able to get to play with him is unbelievable. So just great performance by all those guys tonight. And like you said, I think it really does set us up well for the weekend, and we're ready for tomorrow.
All right, Tim, thank you for your time. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Ben, go ahead and lead us off.
Taylor, what was the response like in the dugout whenever Tim hit that grand slam, and just how big of a lift did it feel like once it happened?
Yeah,
you know, what Coach B says and what he said in the, you know, the pregame meeting was, you know, we need those icebreakers and need guys to, you know, really get the crowd into it and really, you know, make the dugout, you know, kind of take that pressure off a little bit. And so, you know, obviously Tim doing what he does and what he's done all year, you know, why wouldn't it be him? So it was just a great feeling. And then obviously off the bat, just knew it was gone and just so happy for him. And it was just nice to, you know, really throw the first punch and get after that guy.
It's an obvious question, but what does it mean to you to have the single season record for saves?
Just super thankful. Just it's a really cool feeling, but super thankful for the coaches. And you know, one guy that might not get much credit is Chris Godoris, our director of ops. He kind of is the guy that looked into, you know, why I kind of got hit around my first year and what would make me better. And he, you know, they took the time and research and looked into, you know, what kind of things I could change about my, you know, repertoire and how I could become better. And so, you know, just thankful for them to take the time in me and not give up on a kid. And just it's been a surreal moment for sure.
We'll go to Nick.
Just with what the last 2 years have been like for you, Taylor, just how cool was it to get to pitch in a regional with runner on base? You come in a one-score game, that sort of type of thing.
For sure. As a reliever, it's kind of the moment you live for. And, you know, to come in there and just, you know, obviously, you know, have trust in Rock and being able to just, you know, throw the pitches like I need to and having trust in the defense behind me and just fill it up and, you know, things go the right way. And just glad to be back out here as a postseason at Swayze after a long waiting.
Ben?
Another obvious question, Taylor, but the build-up this week was Derek starting tonight and holding Doug for tomorrow. But now that y'all have gotten a win and having Doug go on Saturday, how does that set you up for the weekend? And how big of a confidence boost is that?
About as ideal as it gets. I mean, obviously running Derek out there, he's just as good as anybody else out there. And, you know, just to throw a good start like that and settle us in and then allow for us to throw the first punch, like I said, is just huge. And then obviously we got, you know, Doug going tomorrow, you know, super confident in him and then Drew on the back end. So, you know, just looking to, you know, seal this thing up and continue moving forward.